Auburn had a great win yesterday versus 16 ranked Florida. Nice conference win. I think it's their third win in a row, third or fourth win in a row in conference, like I said. So this is a great confidence builder for Auburn to go in at the end of conference play, going into March, feeling good about themselves. And in this video, we're going to talk about why they won so convincingly versus 16 ranked Florida, right? And in my opinion, it's because they getting their best players the ball in successful situations. They're using actions and getting them in the right spots the way they could be successful. In my last video, a couple videos ago, if you go on my page and scroll down a little bit, I explained why Auburn struggled offensively, and that was their biggest thing this year because they haven't been getting their guys the ball in successful situations. And their guys, I mean Keyshawn Hall and Tahar Pettiford, they've been making things so much harder for them to get their shots up, to get their buckets, to get their confidence. Everything has been forced throughout the season this year. But now in this game versus Florida, they force-fed these guys. They got them the ball every single play down the court. Either Tahar or Keyshawn, they touched the ball every single time down the floor. And it wasn't just a clear-out ISO type of thing. It was in actions where they can be the most effective at and make decisions, right? And in this video, I'm going to explain to y'all and show y'all the time and score before each play so y'all could show y'all how back-to-back-to-back-to-back things were and how consistently they got them the ball, right? So in this play right here, it's 3-2, right? Very early in the game, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. And they got Keyshawn Hall right here, right with the ball in the post, mid-post elbow area. They got their shooter right here in Tahar. And they got everybody else spaced out. Everybody else is in good rebounding position and spacing position for a skip. Every time Keyshawn Hall has the ball, everybody else is pretty much spaced correctly. And that's how you know you a scorer, and that's how you know you need the ball in your hands, right? So he gets the ball right here in mid-post, gets downhill on his left side. You can't stop him going left. You cannot stop him going left. And this is exactly where they need to get him the ball at consistently every single time. And that's what they did in this game. And I'll explain it as the video go along. And this is their bread and butter right here, right? I explained this play in my last video if you go on my page and look at it. So they got Keyshawn Hall with the ball up top right here. Keyshawn Murphy is setting this ball screen. They got Tahar right here and their best shooter on the floor, spacing out, right? And they got a skip over here or a possible offensive rebounder in Overton. And this is making this guy, right, decide if he wants to guard Tahar or Keyshawn Hall going downhill. And at the same time, they're seeing what coverage or ball screen coverage that Florida is in. So watch all of these decisions happen and watch what Keyshawn Hall does. All right, boom. So they switching the screen. So which means he got a bigger and slower guy on him now. That's how they want to guard it. Cool. ISO work. Easy. That's a very, very easy, consistent shot for him. Not a rush shot. He's in rhythm. Cash. That's what Auburn should have been doing beginning of the season up until now. But now they're getting the hang of it and they start to get this guy the ball, right? So now the score is 7-3. And this is exactly what I was talking about in my last video. Go until they stop you. Call the same plays and the same actions until they stop it long enough. They run the same exact play. It's 7-5. Florida had just scored, right? 18 seconds left on the shot clock. They run the same exact play. Tahar's right here as a shooter. Keyshawn Hall right here. Keyshawn Murphy setting the screen. Overton in the corner. That's the exact same play. Now watch the decision making on this play. Boom. They switching again. Now it's just Keyshawn Hall island. How is the big fella going to guard him? He don't want him to shoot another three, right? Cool. He kind of playing up. I'm going to get right by you. Get downhill from my left hand. And one. That's an easy, quick 7 points for Keyshawn Hall. Now he's hot and in rhythm. You just gave him the ball consecutively, like 3 plays in a row. That's all you need to do with this guy. Get this guy the ball, man. Get downhill. Left hand finish. Now in this play, right, it's 12-5 now. These plays are back to back to back consistently. Keyshawn Hall with the ball right here. He's waving Overton through. On the other side, they got Keyshawn Murphy coming up and setting his ball screen. But the point in this play is that they want to give Keyshawn Hall this entire side right here, this whole side. And they have Tahad and the shooter across the way for a skip. Right, so let's see how Florida handles this ball screen right here. Is they still switching? They iced it, right? Cool. That's okay because now Keyshawn Hall is drawing 2 defenders right here versus 3 on the backside, right? So now they doubling. Now he has his options right here. He can kick it right here, but he also has the best shooter, one of the best shooters in the country for a wide open skip. Does a nice skip. They late on the catch. You see him right here, too late on the catch. For somebody like Tahad, that's just straight cash. And that's a great, great shot consistently for Tahad to get him going, man. Easy 3. 4 minutes into the game, you got Keyshawn Hall with 7 points, and Tahad has 3. That's 10 of their 12 points, and they're up. And you see now it's 17-5. They got Tahad in transition. This is exactly where Tahad is great at. In transition, making moves, changing directions, getting that float up there. Now he got 5 points easy. Keyshawn has 7. He got 5. Like I said, that's where he thrives at, man. Now he's going. Now he's confident. Now he's feeling good. He's seen a 3 go through the net. He just got a floater. He's hot. Your 2 guys is hot now. And see, now this is where Auburn is really, really starting to coach because now they mixing up the actions, but the actions still end the same way with Tahad having the rock or Keyshawn Hall having the rock. So they got him right here pulling up for the regular ball screen, right? And then Freeman right here is going to be coming right up to the top of the key, hoping to get a shot right here, right? And watch how Florida has a hard time making a decision of who they want to guard in this play. Boom, right? And we all know Tahad is a great, great pick and roll decision maker. Drawn to, he's great at drawn to. They got Keyshawn Hall right here, so he's hugging his man, right? Big fella right here trying to stop and help, but really the play is here. Is this guy going to guard Freeman at the top of the key, or is he going to stick and guard this roll guy, right? And Tahad sees that, dump it right down to the big fella. This is where Tahad thrives at. These pick and roll decisions. This is where Auburn has to really hang their hat on to get this guy the ball. Great decision. Right? Now it's 19-10 or 21-10. Up 11. And they did all of that in 7 minutes. Back to back to back to back, please. Can y'all stop our guys? That's what this team comes down to. Can you stop Keyshawn Hall and Tahad Pettiford? We'll change up and adjust when y'all stop it. That's how it should be. And the good thing about having your guys hot early in the game is that once you get up, you can have some cushion here, right? So it's 21-18. They was just up kind of big early in the first half, but they had some cushion. They had some possessions that they could afford to give up in a sense. You don't want to give up possessions, but you get what I'm saying. They got some cushion here. They got a lead. They got opportunities to make mistakes and still be up, right? So in this play, they just clearing out the side again and letting Keyshawn Hall work. He's setting that ball screen right here. Let him make a decision, man. Let him make a decision. We live and die with his decisions. And it looked like they trying to ice his screen here, right, into a double team. So you see right here, they doubling on the ball when Keyshawn Hall comes off the pick and roll. Look at his options. He got a shooter right there. Freeman as an offensive rebounder. Keyshawn Murphy right here. Williams Adam as a rebounder as well. Now watch the decision he makes. Right to the big fella, wide open. Cash. And I don't think people realize how much of a decision maker or good of a decision maker that Keyshawn Hall is off the pick and roll. Very underrated decision maker. Very underrated passer, man. Now it's 23-18. They up. They all feeling good. Everybody's hot. People are getting the ball, laying it up, assist, hockey assist. A lot of things is going on now as a team just because they got their guys the ball every single time down the court. Sometimes you need to do that, man. Some teams you got to do that. And once again, 23-19. Right, they're going right back to their guys, and I love it. So they got Keyshawn Murphy right here setting a regular ball screen, right? Tahar's going off. As he goes off, Keyshawn Hall is popping up to the top of the key and setting the screen this way so Tahar can come back off that way and make a decision, right? So you see him come out the screen. He's setting the other screen right here. Keyshawn Hall setting it right here. And watch Tahar make a decision, right? So you see they was either trying to switch, hedge, whatever. The point is to seeing if the ball coverage, if they're switching, if they're hedging, if they're trapping. So they're not trapping on Tahar. Noted. So he skips to Keyshawn Hall. Now just look at how much room he got to operate. Look at all this. And he's already hot. He already seen the ball go through the net. He could take any shot he want now. Pull up three, cash. He's hot already. One-on-one, Keyshawn Hall Island. This is what they need to do. Get him the ball. I can't keep expressing that enough. Like, get your guys the ball. Now it's 26-19. They up a good amount. Very next play, they run another action for their guys, right? Keyshawn Hall is coming right off this screen right here to the low post, hopefully getting a catch. Both these guys setting a stagger screen for Tahar to come off. Right here for the top of the key, hoping to get that shot right here. Now Freeman can pick his poison, just like in my last video I was explaining this play. He could dump it down to the low post, or he can give it to Tahar for the shot. Let's see how it play out. Give it to the hot hand, Keyshawn Hall. Right? Now you see, when he has the ball, like I said earlier in this video, everybody is in good space and position. Right? Offensive rebounder. He could either be the leak out for the shot, or he can attack the glass too. And they got that shooter right here. He can get back if it's a miss, or he can also space out somewhere over here and get a catch and shoot shot if Keyshawn Hall drives and draws too. Right? He's already hot. You can't stop him. You can't stop him in the low post. If you put a bigger guy on him, he's going to be quicker. If you put a smaller guy on him, he's going to be much bigger and physical. This is what they should want to get into every time down the floor. These guys have to touch the ball every time they every time they get down the floor, every single time. Very next play coming down the court. 28-19. 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Still a lot of time to go in the first half. And both of their players are feeling good. Right? So they got Tahar. He's going to get a dribble handoff for Keyshawn and go up the top of the key. He's going to space out, right? And as Keyshawn has that catch up here, they got Overton setting a flat ball screen right here, spreading everybody out and letting them work. Let them make a decision. Right? You see Overton at the top, flat ball screen. Right? So he can really pick his poison and go either way. But ideally, we know that he wants to go left and get downhill going left. Let's see how they handle the ball screen. Pull up. Cash. He went too far off on him, gave him too much room. He's already hot. This is third three of the game. Cash. 31-19. 7 minutes left to go. This is a whole different Auburn team now. They feel different. Everybody's running with a nice bop in their run. Everybody's playing defense. Everybody's talking. Everybody's spacing out, all because they got their guys the ball. Now, 33-22. 4 minutes left to go. They do the exact same action. Overton, flat ball screen. Keyshawn Hall at the top. Tahar, the shooter, right there for the kick out. Can y'all stop it? We gonna keep doing it until y'all stop it. Now I'm getting downhill for the bucket, right? But the key in this play is that now they have One of their best offensive rebounders from the guard spot attacking the glass now. Like I said in my last video, Freeman is a guy who they should have slashing, having him on the offensive glass, having him catch, rip, and make a decision, right? Like I said, he's getting on that offensive glass here for the putback. Keyshawn getting downhill. Now look at him. Putback. Now everybody is in rhythm. Everybody's doing what they need to do. Everybody's playing a role or position where they can succeed at, where they look the best at, and more importantly, where the team looks the best at. Can't make this up, man. Film don't lie. 35-24. The very next play. They getting Keyshawn Hall the ball right here. Shooter into hard right there. That offensive rebounder attacking the glass. Offensive rebounder attacking the glass. Low post touch. Spin going left. Good pass. Bucket. Clearing out that side for Keyshawn. And letting them work. Now he's super hot right now. Making good passes. Everybody's getting touches. Everybody's hooping, feeling good. Now they up 37-24. 3 minutes left to go. Mind you, this is a 16th ranked Florida team. This is a very good ball club. They 14-5, 5-1 in conference. This is a very good team that they doing this against. Now at this point, Keyshawn Hall is so hot that they just literally just giving him the ball and saying ISO at this point. Giving him this whole side. Shooter right there again. He can't help. Offensive rebounder, another shooter / offensive rebounder right there. Can they stop your guys? If they can't, keep going. Another bucket. It's an island out there for him, man. Gets 2 feet in the paint. Finishing off 2. They cannot guard this guy. It's hard to guard this man when he getting touches every single time down the court. 39-26. 41-28. 25 seconds left. They running the same play again. Flat ball screen. Keyshawn Hall right there. It's a hard on the same side. Offensive rebounder. Let him make a play. They switching the screens again. Now he put it on the rim. Big fella can get it. Now if you look throughout this video, look how much better Keyshawn Murphy, the guy that just dunked number 3, looks better. He looks like a real asset now because he's put in positions to where he could succeed. Keyshawn Hill getting downhill, putting the ball on the rim, and he turning in from a passer or a person that's supposed to catch a pass to a rebounder for him getting it off the rim. Keyshawn Hill just put it on the rim and let him go get it. This is where they have to be playing at. This is the level that they have to be playing at from here on out. And in this play, I just want to highlight some actions that Tahad had throughout the game, right? So now it's tied 56-56, 7 minutes left to go in the second half. Like I said, it was important for them to get the ball to these guys early on, so now these guys feel good. Even when Tahad hasn't really been scoring crazy in this game, he still feel good because he's seen the ball go through the net early in the game. If you a scorer and you're a hooper and you played before, you know how I feel. When your first 2 shots is going in, the rest of the game you feel hot because I already seen it go in. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel comfortable. I feel more confident. And in this play right here, right, they just going to have him set the ball screen, right? Like I said, giving Tahad this whole side, making him have to make a decision and be a hooper, right? And this is where he thrives. Like I said, coming off that ball screen, pausing, playing with pace. Oh, they not doubling? I'm just get right to my floater. Easy work for him. That's exactly what he needs to be doing, needs to be put in this position right here. Great floater. Now, this is kind of a busted play right here, right? So you got 60-56, 4 minutes left to go in the second half. And this time is the most important time. Like I said in the last clip, now everybody feels good. They hot, right? So it's a difference between getting the ball with 8 seconds left on the shot clock and you haven't really seen the ball go through the net. You haven't really made good decisions throughout the game versus You already hot. You seen it go through the net, and you've been making good decisions. You feel confident about yourself to make great decisions with 8 seconds left to go on the shot clock. All they gonna do is have that big fella going up and setting his ball screen for him, and he coming off and making a decision. Keeping it simple, right? He gets right to that same floater, bucket. This is where he thrives, man. And the good thing about this too that people don't realize is that the fact that Overton is on the floor right here spaces it out even more because he can't help off this guy because he's a shooter, which makes Tahad and Keyshawn Hall's job way more easier. Bucket. Now they can hang their hats on their guys late down the stretch because they already been hot. It ain't no forced basketball. They all are playing in sync now. And so they end up beating Florida 76-67, man. And I just can't stress this enough. I know it might sound like I'm saying the same things and making the same points throughout this video, but some teams is just clear cut of what they need to do, right? And Auburn is just that team where you have to get your guys to rock, man. You got to find creative ways, and it don't even got to be super complex or super creative. Down screen, ball screen, get them to rock. At some point, you got to hang your hat on your talent that you've recruited. If you giving these guys these scholarship offers, these NIL deals, you giving these guys money, but you don't want to let them make decisions when they're on the floor. At some point, you got to just say, F it, I'm letting them rock out because I paid them the money. I recruited them to come here. I got to rely on my own decisions. I got to have confidence in my own decisions to let these guys rock out. We live or die by these guys. That's why I recruited them. At some point, you got to think like that because in most cases in college basketball, you won't have a complete team where you could disperse the scoring out so much and everybody gets the same actions. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you see in SMU what they're doing this year with Boopy Miller and Pierre over there, they get all the touches all the time. And that's why they've been winning and making noise. Because they get them the ball and scoring opportunities and put them in successful situations for the team's sake. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of that, them not doing that in the beginning of the year as far as Auburn, I think a lot of that had with Bruce Pearl not being there, even though they have his son, right, as the head coach. But still, if you know anything about college basketball, if you play basketball, you understand it don't matter. If your head coach leaves or is not there, it changes the whole dynamic. You know what I mean? But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that Auburn finally came together as a coaching staff, either put their ego aside or whatever the case may be behind the scenes. But they finally was like, F it. We just going to get these guys the ball and live or die by it. And that's exactly why they won. Sometimes, even in life, basketball explains a lot in life. Sometimes in life, you don't need to be so calculated and have things, your attention so dispersed out on things. Focus on one thing, one or two things. And that's exactly what Auburn did. They focused on getting those two guys the ball. It wasn't about defense for them. It wasn't about offensive rebounding and a bunch of different things. It was about how can we get these guys the ball and be successful. And that's what they did. And they went ahead at home, beat 16th ranked Florida in conference for a conference win. Now they 4-3 in the conference, which looks a little better. Florida's now 5-2 in the conference. If Auburn keeps doing this and getting confidence in themselves, in March is going to be a scary sight for people. But let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Every comment is welcome. Let me know what y'all think, man. Am I being biased? Am I not seeing it right? Let me know.